Hello, everyone. We're live. Two Alphas Talk. Tonight, we're going to talk about ATF and the braces and what's the best handgun on the market. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. All right, we're broadcasting on YouTube, the Two Alphas Talk, Facebook, Saber Team Tactical LLC, and Twitch, Saber Team Tactical 19. This is also a call-in show at 404 692 0561. I prefer you guys call in after the opening of the show, 30 minutes into the show. Then if you got any questions, things you want to ask us, go ahead and post those questions. And when we get ready, we'll go ahead and answer all your questions. But before we do that, we want to thank who is sponsoring the show, and that is Saber Team Tactical. Saber Team Tactical, just type in saberteamtactical.com. Then from there, go to classes. And we got a few classes still left for the end of the year.
Yep, we do. And our most important and favorite, not necessarily important, I guess. I like that word, but nonetheless, is our private one-on-one firearms training. We work with you, we make an assessment, and then we get you up to speed. We move forward through all the progressions of marksmanship, and you can go down. I'm going to go straight to the ones that we have available.
Yep.
And then the October 3rd is our next one, and that will be the
October
medical
3rd.
and rifle battle class.
No, October 8th.
Hey, is that 8? You know?
Yeah, it's 8.
The glasses are on the way.
You get
So anyway,
I was about to say,
the glasses are on the way. October 8th is the medical and rifle class. And that class will teach you, for one, how to stop the bleed, and two, how to maneuver and work with.
But it booted out everybody. Next class is October 8th. And here he is. There you're back. Go ahead, Al.
Bro, I didn't do a damn thing.
I think it was.
But yeah, October 8th, medical and rifle battle class. And then we have November 12th, rifle and tactical gear class. You will need a rifle of some sort. Even if you have a PCC, that will work. And all the gear that you've bought from Wish can come out and be tested to see if it will stand the test of Alfonso Cornelius.
Yeah, click on the green button of these classes and go and check out the course requirements and the things you need to bring. Because if you don't have this stuff, we can probably provide some of the stuff with you. But I won't provide ammunition. And if you need to borrow a rifle, we can do that. We can rent it to you. And but prefer you bring your own, because we want to see if it breaks. And so let's remember that. Also, too, go to the top, the online store. I don't know how long this store is going to be up in existence. After November, it might not be here. So we'll see. We have Saber Team Tactical swag, medical supplies, and all the other good stuff.
And also, that swag can be tailored to the individual needs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. Tailored to individual needs. Also, too, I may, let's see if it comes in.
You can put your hand behind it.
Let's see. Oh, yeah. There it is.
There you go.
All right. This here is, oh, there it disappeared. The green screen. Let's do this. There you go. All right. I am 1776. 100% sure no one will be taking my guns. I make plaques like this. So I got a show next weekend in Paulding, Dallas area for 2 days. So I'll be out there doing some selling. Hey, what's going on, WK? How you doing, man? And let's get straight into the show. A lot of you guys have been seeing, hope you have been seeing, but what's going on in the gun world. So now you guys have been paying attention that the ATF has come out with this stupid ruling on the ATF brace. They haven't come out with it yet, but A whistleblower had leaked out the information who worked for the ATF to the some of the gun groups. The gun groups are going crazy. It's all over the place. So if you don't get a good representation or good information from me, get on YouTube and type in ATF and the braces, and you can see it from a lot of different other guys and different perspectives. And what it is that the ATF said that we can own braces, but now they're going to come out in December and say we cannot own braces because the braces itself are going to be deemed a stamped item. So by doing that, I'm trying to go live with y'all. By
Mm-hmm.
doing that, all right, there it is.
Yep.
And by doing that, they're going to, yep, brace amnesty. And by giving you a brace amnesty, that means you don't have to pay the $200 to get a tax stamp for your firearm.
And
That
that's
is
the
a
hook.
that's the hook. That is a big no-no. And let me show you. Then I'm gonna tell you the reason why not to do this. Okay, um, this is this is the biggest, the dirtiest thing that the ATF is doing right now. All right, let's see. Is that on screen? Yep, that's on screen. All right, let me scroll down here a little bit. And this came from Ammo Land. Okay, and so they doing a brace amnesty and registration. So in order to keep your brace on your AR pistol, you have to register it, and they're giving you an amnesty period of that. They're not charging you the $200 for this tax stamp in order for you to register your pistol slash brace into their system. Now, how are you going to register their their how are you going to register a brace that doesn't have a serial number? So you're not registering the brace, you're registering the pistol, the lower receiver. So once you do that, that stamp is attached to that firearm. Now you can't take it out of the state unless you do a fill out an application, get permission from other states to take it out of the state. Also, too, you got to have a trust. If you don't have a trust, once you die, the ATF can come and take that firearm away from your home the day you die. So right now, they have no idea how many people have braces. They have had over what was it,
8 million.
8 million braces have been sold in the
Since
United States
2012.
since 2012. So what they're trying to do is to get people to willy-nilly fill out your stamp and tell them who has an AR and
Pistol.
that who has an AR pistol. And so what they're doing, they're building a national database and to get your firearms on a national registered database. And you know what's going to happen once you do this. They're going to come out with another ruling and say those braces are illegal
Mm-hmm.
and they need to be destroyed or turned in. Now, here's the caveat. Since you registered your firearm with the brace, that means the whole firearm goes with the brace. You just can't take the brace off and throw it away and you keep the rest of it.
And mind you, we're speculating right now, but this is
Yeah.
really based upon evidence that we've already seen. And you think about it, why we've had almost, if I'm correct, at least 3 different opportunities or different readings from the ATF. Originally said nope, it didn't, no problem. You could put it on and use it as you will. Then it came out and said nope, it transfers and it's a new configures it into a SBR. Now we're coming up with something else, and I'm sure there was another one in there in between that because they did turn around, and the last one is legal, and you can do as you will with it.
Yeah.
Now we're
Remember,
going with this.
yeah, remember you could put a brace on, you had to have it on your arm. Then you couldn't put it on your shoulder, you couldn't put a sling on it. Then they said it was okay to put a sling, put it on your shoulder. Now they're saying they redefine what a brace really is. It can be a blade, be, And
Right.
now
And
they
these are
say,
interpretations from them
right,
because they're not rulings. They're not. They
right,
don't. They're not judges.
they're making
They're,
law.
right. But you're right. There you go. That's what I was
They're
getting at.
making law,
Right.
and they shouldn't be making law. They cannot
Hmm.
make law, and that's the really the crazy part about
Well,
this.
they're making policies in which they're allowed to do, and those policies are being enforced like laws.
Right
Hmm.
now, um, and so you got to fill out an NFA form, wait, was it 90 days to 180 days before it comes back and say you get the stamp. Like I said, once you get the stamp, and they own that firearm. So when they, like I said, when they come out and say, okay, now everybody turn those braces in because we just deemed them to be a danger or a machine
Hmm.
gun, because that's what they're going to do.
Well, they're
And,
going to make, when you said it earlier, you said they're going to make it an NFA item, and that item is now they're going to call it an SBR
they're going to
because
call it,
that's
right.
and to be fair, that's what most people did. I had one. I had a MPAP. Was it this 92 M92M or something like
hmm
that? One of those AKs, and they had a back when they first came when the braces first came out.
hmm
I think it was 2012 or 2011, somewhere around there, and it was fun. It was no real game changer for me. I mean, it made the that pistol shoot a little better, and but
You
why
really
not?
don't need it.
Right,
No,
exactly.
it doesn't make the firearm any more better than what it is.
It's no make no more
Yeah,
lethal, not lethal. It doesn't give anything better. It don't shoot on its own. So
right,
I mean, it's just another accessory.
right. And see, and they're gonna want all the information on you. They want your identification, your social security number, your birth date, where you live,
Hmm.
uh, everything that you need to tell them who you are, what you're doing with this firearm, and where it's going to be kept at. Because, like I said, they're coming to get it after they get everybody in this database. And it'll be another year, maybe 2 years down the road, then they're going to come and get it.
Hmm.
And uh, that's what's going to happen. Okay.
Yeah, and
And
and that yeah, but exactly what you're saying because we have to pay attention, and as
mhm.
a lot of folks out there say, we've all heard this before. You have to play chess, not checkers.
This is the actual documents from the ATF. If you
Right. You see,
guys can see that.
WK said right there,
Right.
and that's it too.
hmm
That now they have evidence when they get that photo because it's
Right.
coming from you.
And yeah, you're gonna be self snitching on yourself. So you're
Hmm.
gonna be giving up all your personal information. You're gonna be giving them a photograph of what the firearm looks like, what you don't have to do. Even when getting a regular tax stamp, you don't even have to get your photograph of what the firearms looks like. But they want to see what it looks like and all this other stuff. Now, it was a section in here where it said you can place an additional 2-inch um, extender on the barrel, but it's got to be stamped and welded. I can't remember where I saw that at. Let's see. But if you still do that, you still got to take photographs of it with the serial number and send it to them. So it's nonstop. So whatever you're gonna do, right now they know you don't have it. So you can self snitch on yourself if you want to. But if you do that, I guarantee you they're going to come up with another ruling down the road and
Hmm.
try to confiscate these things.
Right.
And they're going to go after the blades just like they're going to I don't know what they did class. Oh, they classified the bump stocks as machine gun parts. So they're going to
Right.
somehow or another they're going to try to classify that blade as a machine gun part, and you won't be able to own it.
Hmm.
That's what they're going to try to do.
Right. It's going to be outlawed. Put it that way. Regardless
Mm-hmm.
of which way they do it, they're going to make it to the point where if you're in possession of it, you can be charged with something.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's exactly what they're going to try to do.
Hmm.
So let's see. Oh yeah, and the photo of the gun. Yep, yep. You got to give them a photo of the gun. That's a part of the
Hmm.
filling out the form one. And like I said, that's a first filling out a form one for a stamp. You never had to do that before. I mean, I have two stamps, and when I did my form ones on my both my stamps, hey, what's up, Brett? and the firearms are in pieces. So I didn't have to take any pictures of them. I'll put them on the air so
Mm-hmm.
everybody see it. There he is. Good evening, fellas. Good evening to you.
Good
And
evening.
so it was. So it's madness now. They want to see what it looks like, but because if you, how you doing, Reggie? And because
Reggie Reg.
if I guess if they see something that's violated on that picture, they're gonna come to your house.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say if you got a downward grip on
Right.
on that pistol,
Right.
or if you have, what if you have one of those triggers on there and you haven't told them,
Mm-hmm. The
or you
binary.
just binary triggers and you
Mm-hmm.
haven't said anything. Now they see that trigger on there, it's gonna be knock, knock, knock. They're coming to your house, man.
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys. When you get an NFA item, is a caveat in there that they can come check on you at any time that they want in a reasonable time. Anyway.
Yes, they can.
Right.
Yeah, they can.
Don't
Yeah,
mess with them. Don't
yeah,
want
they
that.
can. Yeah,
No more back doors. No back doors.
yeah. Yeah, they can. But at the time, everybody was getting stamps. Nobody
Mm-hmm.
realized that the ATF was going to be so one sided, and the ATFs need to be anti alcohol, tobacco, and firearms.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it should be, because they're
Yep.
not there to regulate it; they're there to get rid of it.
Yep.
And but they're going after everybody except the bad guys. They're going after all the good people who
Mm-hmm.
law-abiding citizens. Once this ruling goes into place, every single person who owns a brace will be a felon,
Right.
and if you get caught with it.
Mm-hmm.
So you just have to remember that.
But you're now taking people who are law-abiding citizens and making them outlaws. At least have to think like an outlaw. So
Right.
you go to a range, especially guys that go to indoor public ranges. You go to a range and you got some, Dudley Do Right sitting next to you, even if it's in a bag, and he looks over and sees it.
He
Now all of
gonna
a
call. He
sudden,
gonna turn you in.
while you're enjoying your time, you got somebody walking up to you, whether it's federal or local or whatever. You got another Dudley Do Right by from the government who's going to now say, "Hey, can I see it's in your bag?" And you get
Hmm.
stuck. Maybe they'll get a warrant, all that other stuff. That's a waste of my time.
Right. So you'll have to keep all your brace items at home.
Hmm.
Either that or change them up and take the
Well,
braces.
listen to what you just said, and your solution was keep all your brace items at home. That's
Yeah.
now contraband. That's the same thing drug dealers do.
Yeah, but if you're a law-abiding citizen, they have no reason to come in your home.
If you sign and get a SPR, they do. We're just coming to do a routine check.
Which is true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's true. Um, but you can also get take the brace items off and put a folding stock on them. But you have to get a longer barrel. The
Right,
barrel has to be 10.5 and above.
right. So, but
So it
now
have
you
to be
don't have the
11-inch
pistol.
barrel. So get
Right now you don't
11
have the
inch.
pistol.
Yeah. And
Or
so
overall length of 26 inches, I believe.
yes.
Yep.
So but with a 11-inch barrel and a folding stock, that will put it over 26 inches extended
Mm-hmm.
easily.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something you can do, and it'll still fit in the backpack. So
Right.
yeah. You say you thought it was 16
16
inches?
inches is a carbine. That's fine. We're talking about when it comes to pistols.
Oh yeah,
You
pistols.
right.
We're
That's
talking
the
about
difference.
pistols. Yeah,
Right.
we're talking about pistols without a brace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's one
And
way of probably getting around it.
but something that I see a lot in the forums are guys who are pretty much turning their backs on this because they don't have a SBR. I'm sorry, they have SBRs and they don't have pistol braces and they don't have pistols and they don't have anything that's going to be regulated into the future. So they're like, take it. That's the wrong attitude. And
Right.
regardless of how you feel about it, it's still an infringement. And that's what we
Right.
have to look at.
We need more of you competition shooters to be talking a lot more smack and to
Mm-hmm.
be more riled up. You guys are riled up and geared up about the wrong things, about the next reload, about trying to win the next shooting
State
match,
championship. Yep.
state championships.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you guys are all out there doing. And it's a whole bunch of you guys are doing this because I follow a bunch of you guys and I see these guys' pages and I see them saying nothing, doing nothing. Every once in a while, they wearing a 1776 flag, but who gives a damn about that? I mean,
Right.
get up on your page and say something, post something, put something out showing that you're willing to step out and put yourself in the line and fight for it. Because right now, you guys just rolling over and being soft,
Mm-hmm.
you know, yeah, and you're pathetic. You really are.
Well, it's also, I guess they're protecting themselves in a way, because if they make a stand on one thing, they got to stay there. And you know the way this internet thing works, it's never going away. I don't care how hard you scrub
I,
it, somebody's going to
I,
have a picture of
I
it.
don't, I don't give a damn
I
because
know you don't, but
if,
they don't have that same fortitude, bro. And
if this,
most of these competition shooters, I'm gonna say it. Here we go. Most of these competition shooters are no different than hunters. Hunters don't give a damn about a
no,
Glock
no, 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 no,
or
no, no.
most of them. Not gonna say all of them, but most of them don't care about handguns or ARs. All they're more concerned with is hunting, and
Right.
whether they're especially archers or guys that do multiple. They're good with bolt action rifles. They're
But,
good with black
but,
powder
but
rifles.
see, what I'm trying to get to, he's saying it right here. Braces today, carbines tomorrow. 1808 is tomorrow, and
Hmm.
that bill will shut everything down.
Right. But
And
what are we
so,
going back to the competition shooters and people with big followings that are not making any comments about this? That's because they're pretty much paid, and they can go either way. They're
mm-hmm,
really and if I'm wrong, hit me with it. But right, plenty of silence on gun issues lately. Problems ahead, big problems ahead,
mm-hmm,
big problems ahead.
yeah,
It's almost like being on the Titanic the night before it hit the
mm-hmm,
iceberg.
yeah,
Knowing
and the
damn
and the
well
and,
something's out there, we
and the
just don't know
captain's
when.
been drinking.
Is
You
that
know,
Wayne LaPierre?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they tried to call me for money yesterday. I just told them go get, you know,
Mm-hmm.
go step somewhere. Giving that dude no money. What the hell is wrong with them?
Right.
But
But mhm.
yeah, go ahead, Al.
No,
Say
but
it.
what I'm getting at is that when we look at it, you have to look at the classification, because a lot of us, and I'm sure the guys that are watching us right now, they'll say the same thing. We follow these other guys. We look because we enjoy firearms. We enjoy shooting competitions. But at the same time, it's just no different than these guys who hunt. Those guys that hunt, again, they don't give a damn about the Second Amendment the way the rest of us do. Look at it. They're not interested in firearms and carry and personal defense. And I'm saying it in a loose way, not all of them, but the majority of them. If you look at the hunting societies, you'll never see anything about the Second Amendment in there, because there's almost, they feel it's guaranteed. And if you listen to the current president, you'll hear it. They say nothing about hunting. They say nothing about, they're just basically talking about people who are involved in everyday carry.
Right. So yeah, they don't give it a damn because they figure, well, it's not going to happen to me, and
Right.
um, it's going to happen to all of us.
Right. And that's the problem.
Yeah, yeah. It makes you sick. They
Hmm.
seem to think about it because I don't know what else.
But there's nothing we can do about those guys other than get in ourselves and
Right.
make louder noise.
Yeah, and that's all. What's else? We're basically screaming to the top of our lungs already,
Hmm.
you know. And
Because think about this, just this particular show here, we continue what the last 3 or 4 weeks that we've been talking about some type of political gun issues. We
mhm,
haven't even spoken about what our second half of the topic is, the
yeah,
first time in
right,
almost 4 weeks.
right. They're going to ban
See,
lead ammo. Yeah,
right,
it
and
will
it's
happen to hunters. Yeah, yeah,
exactly, and it's
yeah.
the same thing what WK said. That's exactly what happens. It's because they overlook it. I don't see if I can find that thing in the second half
Lead
I
ammo
sent to
was
you.
almost banned. It
Mm-hmm.
was almost banned. They got pretty close to doing it, and Trump was the one who brought it back because they went after it on the EPA side, and they did a
They
pretty good
did.
job.
They shut
Yeah,
down almost
they shut
every
it down.
lead smelting
Hmm.
plant for ammunition in the
Right,
United States.
right. I want to say you guys on IG, please come over to YouTube,
Twitch,
Two Alphas, or Twitch, Saber Team 19, or YouTube Saber Team. That's it.
Facebook. I got you, bro.
Yeah. Um, I'm
Facebook
pissed off
Live.
right now.
Yeah, Facebook
Um, it,
Live, YouTube,
you,
or Twitch.
well, leave me alone, man. I'm trying to talk. You just, man, come on now. Come on over to the Two Alphas Talk on YouTube because we're going to shut this down here in a couple minutes, about 5 minutes. All right. So, yeah, I mean, I wrote my senator here in the House senator. So I'm to see if we can get state of Georgia as a sanctuary state when they come back into session. See if they're even talking about it. And I talked to a friend of mine who's also a gun carry. He's a one of the, what do you call those guys who has their own group with the gun carry guys, Georgia gun carry.
Like a president?
No. Chapter president.
Chapter.
Yeah, he has his own chapter. He had no idea what I was talking about, dude. I was like, come on, man. Then he was like, I doubt it. And it's like, have you even asked? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Are you guys even talking about this? Are you guys even paying attention to what's going on? And
Right.
it's like, man, it caught me off guard for a moment. So I blew up for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
And
mean, everyone sees things differently, and a lot of times these guys, especially who organizations, that they pick and choose their battles, so they don't see that. But then when you start to tell them that was it 14 different states so far that have that
15.
available to their citizens
Yeah.
and are willing to stand up, because that's where it really comes down to, is when you start putting metal into the fire, is when you start to a little bit of sacrifice, whether it's your integrity or you're standing up for something. Those things will count, because a lot of times these guys just want to wait until they get on the bandwagon. The bandwagon's riding by. Hey, I was here too, and they jump right on at the end.
Right.
Think about. I mean, I'm grateful for the legislation that's passed, but look when it passed. It passed right before election time. This thing should have been done. Constitution carry.
Oh yeah, it
should
should
have
have
been
been
2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago, easily.
Right.
Yeah, and now we got somebody with buck teeth trying to stop it. You know what I'm saying? Or thinking they're gonna stop it, but they can't stop it because it's a law.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, come on now, and these clowns are just.
But those that don't know believe that person can roll it back.
Yeah, exactly.
And
We're
they
talking about
literally
the
think
state of
we're gonna
Georgia.
set
If you
it.
guys don't know what you're talking, if you guys are not in the state, so yeah, that's crazy. We're gonna go ahead and run our commercial break now. You guys think about some questions here and think about some good answers when we come back. We're gonna talk about what is the best handgun on the market. And I have a story to tell. I know why I think it's the best, and I have personal reasons behind it. Al's got his stories on what he thinks is the best. He's got his personal reasons behind it. I know several of you guys in this chat has some personal reasons what you think was the best gun. And so when we get back, we're gonna go ahead and explore that and see what is the best handgun on the market today.
The oldest manufacturer in the world.
What's that? Smith
I often
is-
get the question,
Get
why
outta here.
train with Saber Team? And one of the things at Saber Team, we teach you from the basics on up. We do beginning classes where we get the fundamentals in play. We get sight alignment, sight mark, all your marksmanship principles in. We move forward from there, and we do advanced and intermediate training where we actually start teaching how to fight with a gun. That's the difference between shooting a gun and fighting with a gun. When you're fighting with a gun, you're trying to make hits. When you're shooting a gun, you're looking for bullseyes. We teach you how to move, get off the X, not move in a parallel motion, not be a robot.
When you get your grip, you're riding that down. Like that.
Oh.
So what I'm going to do for you is what I do when I have guns like that.
Okay.
Put your thumb right there.
Gotcha.
But it's going to take some work and effort for you to get it there. When you dry fire at home, get that thumb on the outside. Go. There you go. Get it. Good.
So if you decide that you want to carry a gun, you just bought a new gun and you're ready to go, you need to come out and train. Whether it's with a Saber team or somebody else that's vested and vetted and has the knowledge and information that you need. And how do you find that? You reach out to them, you speak to them, you ask them serious questions about what they've done to get to a level of proficiency that will be able to transmit or transfer to you. At Saber Team, we've taken classes from everybody with big names, all the big names, you name it, and we've probably been in one of those training courses to learn how to fight with a gun. And then we then turn around and teach our students the same thing. So we implore everyone to come out and shoot with Saber Team because we are learning every day. We are the lifestyle of firearms and the Second Amendment, as well as self-defense. That's the key. You just can't shoot everybody. And we teach you who to shoot and how to shoot them.
Shoot and how to shoot them.
Yeah, I don't know about that last statement.
I've never made an excuse for this, but that was impromptu at the last minute. My main man.
Oh, the whole thing is good. I love it. That's why I play it all the time. Yeah.
Man, Reggie,
you,
script, right off the cuff.
Bad dude.
Bad dude, right.
Bad mother, shut your mouth. No, for me, the best gun I only own handguns. Well, I own a lot of guns, but a few, maybe about 2 or 3, and ATF, and so Glock is my thing. The reason I went to Glock, I have a damaged right hand, and there's a long story behind that, but I'm not going to go into it. And so when I used to carry a HK subcompact in 9mm. Was it 9? Yeah, it was 9mm. And so every time I pulled the trigger, because it was double action, my hand would shake violently on the first pull. And so I went up to a training class in Rome with these guys, and these guys brought out 2 Glocks, 17 and 34, and they had cans on them. So they said, try this. They saw what was happening. They said, try this. I picked that Glock up and I put 3 rounds into a quarter size area. I think it was about 10 yards. And I was like, I'm buying Glock. So I came home, sold every firearm I had, and bought Glock. And I was very happy with it. Started with a 19 and went up, so on and so on. And started with 17 and went up. Now, then I said, you know what? I want to see what Glock can do. So I bought a Glock 34. And I said, I hate cleaning guns. I do not clean them. And I shoot them. I throw them down. If they break, I get rid of them. I fix them, sell them. And that's the way I am. I'm the same way with ARs, AKs, shotguns, every gun I own. Okay? Because I've cleaned too many firearms in the military. So I hate it. So I'm a competition pistol, a rifle. I clean it like it's a baby.
Tell them the name of it. That's the reason why.
Yeah, what is the name of that?
SIG.
Yeah. What is it? SIG?
Isn't it the MXP or MPX?
Yeah, the 6 MPX carbine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you have to clean that thing like a baby, but it runs like a sewing machine once you get it hot. And so I took my Glock. I said, "This is what I'm gonna do." I heard some stories about some guys not cleaning their Glocks, throwing them in the mud, and they can do all types of fancy stuff with it. So I took my Glock. Just for a year and a half, I didn't clean it. Didn't put any oil on it. Didn't do nothing but take it out of the holster and shoot. I used to shoot 5 competition matches a week and a big outdoor match every month, and I was shooting a lot of rounds. So within a year and a half, I think I put between 7,000 to 10,000 rounds through that firearm. I lost count after 7,000. Um, so I was on the range um, and shooting a competition match, and the gun started not firing. And it was filthy as I don't know what. I mean, you can just pull the slide back and see all the grime just fall out of it. And so I took it home, took it apart, and found out the firing pin spring was broke. Ordered one, put it back in there for $2.95. Cleaned it, put it back together, did it again for another year and a half. The only oil it had on it was from that day I cleaned it. Then I fired it again, another 7 to 10,000 rounds. Like I said, I lost count again because I was shooting so much with this same firearm. I'll just shoot with it, throw it in the bag, take it out to the next match, pull it out, shoot it. That's all I was doing. And had a training class out of South River. Had a lady shooting it, and the 2 trigger pins of the Glock 34 fell out on the ground. The trigger fell down. The front sight was already, yeah, it had enough. The front sight was already loose, but when I was looking at the front sight when she had it, it was swiveling. It was swiveling all around. So I said, "Oh, this gun's bad." So I threw it in the bag, let her use my 17, and finish the class out. Took it down the Glock, and at that time you can just drive in and sit down. So I drove in and sit down. They took the gun, tuck it in the back. And the guy came back out and he said, "This gun is very, very dirty. So we're gonna go through it." So I said, "All right." So he went through it and they came back about 45 minutes later, and I bought some night sights and put on there too, had them put them on. And he came back and he said, "Man, that gun was so dirty. We went through and cleaned it up, checked everything out for you, and replaced what needed to be replaced, and it looks good." And I told him, "Don't change the trigger tension on it," because I had it, already worn down. And they didn't do it. And so I told him what I'd done, and he looked at me and said, "Hey, do it again." So if it wasn't for the pandemic, this gun, it'll be almost 4 years since I've cleaned it and oiled it. So I haven't ran that many rounds through it like I did before, because I haven't shot any competition matches because of the pandemic and all this other stuff. I really got out of shooting competition, and the ammo prices are just ridiculous. Even though I reload, it's still ridiculous. And but I'm waiting to get another round count to get back in competition, maybe with this firearm. I'm not going to clean it. I'm not going to oil it. I'm just going to continue to run it. I bring it out to the range every once in a while, and I throw some rounds through it, throw it right back in the bag. And I know for me, Glock is the AK of pistols. I know I can pick it up. I can throw it across the room, load it. It won't go off. I've seen loaded Glocks hit the ground, concrete, bounce, never go off. And I can grab it, pick it up, still run with it. Dirt, rain, doesn't matter. That's my favorite handgun I own.
Mm-hmm. So after that, I want to reach out and say this to anybody. I want somebody to call in and give us their favorite or best handgun selection. Call in and say, "Hey, this is what I have, and this is the reason why." Because I'm going to tell you, the oldest manufacturer of firearms in the world makes the best gun, and that's the Beretta 92F.
See, I knew you were going to say it.
Whichever way you want to hear it.
Yeah.
If you can't shoot, it's not the gun for you. It doesn't help you shoot. If you know what you're doing with it, you will be fine. It's made for combat, but it also is very, very accurate. I have a plethora of stories in reference to the functionality of the firearm, as well as feats that I was able to accomplish. I don't know if Mike's out there or not, but he's my biggest reminder of that gun's accuracy and my ability to deal with that gun. But I've had it since like 97, 98, somewhere around there. Many rounds through this. The same gun, the exact same item. It's not like a secondary gun or anything. It's the exact same gun. But ultimately, people who know me, they hear me say this all the time. The best gun that you can have is the gun that you have in your possession when you need it, whether it's competition or real life situation. That's the best gun you can have. When it comes to my favorite, I'm like Al. Glock is a hand down. 6 hours, a very good gun as well. But right now, what I'm seeing a lot of people doing is getting these smaller guns. They have, was it 11 rounds, and some of them, I think the Glock, and there's an aftermarket magazine that you can get for that G48 that holds 15 rounds. What do you guys think about that? You know, well, yeah, Glock Perfection, the first and last handgun you need.
Yes, right.
You see,
Pick it up. It will work no matter what.
you know, where some people complain about the grip angle. Some people complain about the texture on the grip. Some people complain about the little thing that hurts your little your index finger, your middle finger when you're getting a full grip on the gun. What do you say to that?
Well, this is what I say to that. I run my Glock stock. I don't put triggers on them. I don't put fancy sights on them. If the sights come, and if I need night sights, I go to Glock and have them. I buy the sights from them and have the sights that they recommend to put on the Glock. I don't do stippling. I don't change my barrel. I don't put a
So you don't
flashlight.
Gucci nothing on the gun.
I don't put a flashlight on
You
my
don't
Glock.
Gucci nothing. You don't Gucci nothing.
Nothing.
Wow.
Nothing.
Yeah, neither do I.
Because
Because you're an old curmudgeon like me.
right. And I figure if I drop it, if I take it, what if I run out of rounds? I got to throw it at the guy. You know what I'm saying? So why would I do all that? Oh, here we
Now,
go.
that has a great grip. That has
There
a
we
great
go.
grip. I will tell everybody. If you VP9, SK VP9, the basic one, the grip angle is unbelievable.
Yeah. See, I don't know what. Hey, Brent, you have large hands or medium hands. So if you got baby hands, yeah. But the
Well, I believe the
VP9
Glock,
is medium. I think it's medium, isn't it?
it is. It's on toward the smaller side, so you can really kind of get a good grip on it, and you really can manhandle it. But I
Right.
think the Glock grip angle, if I remember correctly, is similar to the Luger. It's opposite of the 1911 grip angle. Those two guns go way back. The Luger and 1911, they go so far back that most of these other guns are either similar or exactly the same, or somewhere in there, some variation in between.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And and with the Glock, I don't shoot a lot of exotic bullets. A lot
What's
of
that
the
mean?
people, everybody's talking about getting the hottest hollow point. Remember back in the day, Black Talons came out.
Right.
Everybody had to have Black Talons. Everybody got Black Talons, and then they outlawed Black Talons, and everybody put those Black Talons in their safes. My thumb can't reach the mag release.
Is that on a Glock or the VP?
That's the VP.
I think that's no. I think
That's
he's
the
saying
VP.
it in the Glock.
On the
reason
Glock,
I
you
like
can't
it.
reach
Yeah.
the thumb release.
Yeah,
Okay,
he said his hand fits perfectly on the VP,
right. So
and then Glocks are way too
because
angled.
Glock is built for people who have large hands. Because the
And
double
right-handed.
stacking and
Except for that G5, the Generation 5 came out and they made it easier for people left-handed.
let's see, what's that? A little bee complain about everything, but a Glock works no matter what. Yeah. Complain about the look,
angle.
grip
Yeah,
angle.
yeah, and I hear that too because
They did change the color. They went from gray to dirt.
yeah, and then they have they've literally listened to the people. I mean, it's almost 20 years later, but
Right.
they even have chrome slides and
Well,
and
that's because everybody wants the Gucci stuff, and usually there's a lot of people who are Gucci and got Gucci guns are horrible shooters.
Oh,
And
Jesus Christ.
I'm just gonna say
You're
it.
right. No, I'm in
They're
total
horrible
agreement with you.
shooters. Yeah, I mean the same with they do the same thing with pistols. They do the same thing with ARs. rifles. They
Hmm.
Gucci them up and they
And they never
shoot
shoot
like
them.
crap.
Yep.
You know,
It's a collector's item, bro.
right?
That's
It
what it
looks
is. It's
good for
collecting,
the
right?
Instagram,
Hmm.
but they don't really get out and throw it out there.
Right.
Because I can shoot a Glock 17 better than a 19. That's
Yeah, you got
because of
that longer barrel.
well, it's only half an inch. That's all
But
it is.
still, that's a
Half an
lot.
inch difference. Yeah, it
That
does
sight
make
radius,
for the
that sight
vision.
radius, yeah,
Yeah,
sight
it makes
radius
it a
makes it a
lot
little bit
different for
better.
the vision. Yeah,
Hmm.
especially if your vision is not equipped to adapt to go out to a certain distance when you if you wear what do they call those progressive
Hmm.
lenses. If you wear progressive lenses, you can only see of a certain reading distance. And if you're using progressives, that's why I don't believe in progressive. These are not progressives. These are actually reading glasses. My regular glasses, it's designed to. They're built. These are my regular glasses, and my regular glasses. This lens right here is only designed to see my front sight. And my shooting glasses is the same thing. I found an eye doctor that can do that. And this lens right here is the regular lens so I can see distance because I'm left eye dominant. So my left eye on my lenses only see my front sight. It took some getting used to. Had to convince the eye doctor to do that. But I figured if I'm gonna have my shooting glasses built like that, I'm gonna have my civilian glasses built the same way. So everything is normal for me. That's my
Hmm.
normal thing. So, um, yeah, progressives are horrible for shooters. I do not recommend those. Always yank them out and just use the regular distance. You know, get used to
Understood.
it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but no, I agree with that. I don't have that issue, so I really can't speak on that, bro.
Yeah,
I
not
just
yet.
see that's what people
Keep it
say. They
living.
just
Keep it living.
keep living,
No,
man.
I've been
But I
wearing
knew that was
glasses.
coming.
No, I got bad eyesight. I've been wearing glasses since fifth grade, and then my eye got damaged. The left eye got damaged, so it didn't help.
Right.
And that's my dominant eye.
Hmm.
So, and there's a bunch of
So
crazy stuff.
so when you say that the Glock's the best gun on it, the funny thing is they're all Glocks.
What do you
Did you
mean?
ever? They're all the new guns out. They're all striker
Yeah,
fired. And although I
yeah,
know
they're
what
still in
the
Glock's ideal. It's just
HK,
right.
the one of those P or the cocker fired one was striker fired too, and that came out in the early '80s. The yes, you got to be strong. You got to be
Yeah,
strong for that
yeah,
Beretta.
that's the old Viking days, man. It's like
Right.
wielding the battle axe.
That's exactly,
Yeah,
and it's steady, and it helps with your aim, and it absorbs most of the recoil, so you don't even feel anything. But most of the guns in today's market are striker fired, and Glock
yeah.
led the way with that in the modern day. In the '70s, like I think it's the late '70s,
But
'80s.
most of the guns
Um,
today, a striker fire, have been
yeah,
failing to to complete failing to achieve the same success as a Glock has with the striker fire. Prime example, Springfield. Springfield's failed with striker fire issues.
Springfield cheated, and they used another design by another company and just slapped their name on it. The XD was
Mm.
a Croatian gun that
Okay.
they just pretty much marketed for that other company under their name. I
Yeah.
don't know if they split the profit or whatever, how that went down, but that's why they messed up. Because
Yeah.
XD was getting a lot of steam.
Yes, it
I never
was.
liked it because of that grip safety, but it was picking up a lot of steam. And then all of a sudden, when it came out, I guess one guy put two and
Oh,
two
and
together
it
and put
wouldn't.
that up.
Yeah,
Yep.
that
See,
also helped it. But what also hurt it was the massive failures that the firearm was having on the range. Now I was seeing these massive failures. It had a failure
what
rate.
gun? Which gun you
The
talking about?
XDs of the 40, the XD series and XD was it X?
The XDS and the XD.
Yeah,
But
XDS
what you're
and
saying, we're saying
XDs.
the same thing. That's what I'm saying to you. That's they had it going, and then it was. Imagine
Jig is a Croatian name. Yeah.
you take a test and you took the test based on my notes from a different class. Some of
Who,
those
me?
answers are going to be right, and the other answers, that's what happened with these folks. They took a gun from another company,
Mm-hmm.
marketed it as their own, and put it out there. So quality control kind of suffered. The R&D, all that stuff, it wasn't done. They just took it because they needed to keep up with the rest of the world. And especially as Glock set the bar, these guys are now trying to catch up to them. They're all from the
Y'all trying
G3
to catch
series
up.
or the G
Yeah.
series from Taurus,
See,
the P series or P365 series from 6 Hour. They're all Glocks.
but the thing of it is, they're all trying to make theirs look fancy.
Mm-hmm.
And Glock is saying, you know what? Here's this brick, and it looks funky, but it works.
They've not done anything different inside that Glock.
No,
I mean, when you look at it, there's a few movements here and there. The G5 is a little bit different. G4, G3, G2, and the first one, they're all the same.
right. Well,
Every part is probably damn near interchangeable.
if it works, why change it? You know? Yeah. I'm not a
Right.
fan of the 365. I haven't. I think I fired a 365 once. I didn't like it.
But they're very small and they're very compact, and that's the
Right.
key. And a lot of folks don't realize it. You're hiding it, but can you shoot it? That's the difference. You know, the 2.5 inch. Oh, and there's another one that pisses me off. Most of the manufacturers now are telling you got a 3-inch barrel, right? When you measure the actual barrel,
It's not 3
2
inches.
inches.
Yeah.
They're actually adding the chamber to it.
That's not a barrel. That's
not the barrel. The bullet doesn't travel through the chamber.
and it's
But anyway,
no rifling in that part.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right, exactly.
yeah. Okay, what's this? Yeah, love the XD, but the grip safety sucks for transition. Yeah, you got to.
Reggie, are you left-handed? Yeah, that's why I don't like it either. I wonder if
Yeah.
Reggie's left-handed because he likes the G5s, the fact that they're ambidextrous.
Oh,
Did you
okay.
see the one
Loves
above
the G5. Fact the ambidextrous. Oh yeah, you talking the Glocks G5s? Yeah,
The
yeah.
G5, the Generation
Right,
5.
and that's the reason why, because it's there was a lot
Gotta
of
keep up with
lefties.
modern times.
Yeah, with a lot of lefties complaining because they go to the range and it's like they have to throw the gun back into the right hand to reload
Right.
and
do
rack,
everything else.
then go back to the left to shoot. You know, and I've seen that a
Knuckle.
lot.
Use the
What do you mean?
knuckle of your left hand
To
to lock the slide down with the left hand.
yeah, he's left-handed. Yeah, so yes, I am left-handed.
Just
Yeah.
bump that knuckle up. It'll work.
It
It hurts, but it'll work.
Whatever.
Nobody cares about left-handed people. I was born left-handed, and thank you for the nuns of St. Pascal's Baylon Church. They made me right-handed and took the devil out of my left hand.
I should have been left-handed. I I broke this hand, the right hand, so much. I learned to right and do everything with my left. So, and I'm left eye dominant. So
Yep.
I actually can shoot better with my left hand than I can with my right. You know, but it just feels more comfortable shooting on the right side.
Right.
So, you know,
Mm-hmm.
very strange. I should go ahead and switch. I had a master shooter that said, "Yeah, I need to go ahead and just switch it over and just shoot left." But
When I
it's
met Bill
not good.
Rogers, that's what he told me. He said had he met me earlier, he would have switched me to. He would have made me a full left-handed shooter. But since I'd already been at, I think I met him when I was about 43 years old. He was like, "No, stick with it. Stick with it now."
Yeah, they
Yep,
called me the wrong.
long-handed.
Yeah.
Yep, that's in America. You definitely, hell, in the world, nobody makes a left-handed. Well, Stag Arms makes a left-handed AR.
They make a left-handed pencil. I was gonna see if you got that.
Yeah, blink twice if you think that was funny.
Russian AKs love lefties. Do they?
No,
No, they're for right-handed people,
they don't. Russians, if you left-handed, you just figure it out.
and it's not ambidextrous at all because the slide is always on
All
one
bolt
side,
carry, everything's on the right side.
on the right. Yep, everything, slide, safety, all that's always on the right.
But the one thing that I will say, what Brett just said, if you're right-handed and you can stroke that bolt without having to do the crossover, the flip, and then do all that yoga to load the AK. That's one good thing. The bolt's right in front of your face if you're left-handed.
Yeah, which is true. Yeah, you can
So
do
you
that.
can do all your chambering with your right hand.
Yeah, let's see. Boom. Yeah. Oh, well, I got backwards.
There you go.
Yeah, this way. So yeah. No, the bolt's over here.
Mm-mm.
It's still on the other
If
side.
you if you're a
Oh yeah,
left-handed
yeah,
shooter,
charging
the
handles
bolt
right
is in
here.
charging hand, right?
Charging handles right here, so you can
It's right in
charge it.
front of
Yeah,
your face. Yep.
right in front of your face. Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, that'll make it much faster to reload and stuff.
Right. So
Yeah.
but I had to think about it. What he said is right. They don't love lefties, but their lefties get a break with using it, except for the brass going across their face.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
and if it is not timed right and you got something wrong, it might get real close.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen some out of time AKs and
Home built.
brass is going every. Yes, of course they're
Yeah,
home built.
the home built.
See,
Yeah, they
I
got to
wasn't
get
even going
those
to mention
barrels.
those.
Yeah, they got
It's
to get
not
those
home built, home assembled.
headspace and timing is out. is out.
You don't build a gun, you put it together.
Well, the AKs you do build because those
If
things.
if you build an AK, I agree. But most people
Yes.
are buying trunnions and the receiver already together, and then they're assembling the parts kit just like they do ARs.
Yeah, but you still
Look
need
at Apex. Look
a
at
lot.
Apex. No, look at Apex. You can buy a full kit from somewhere else that was disassembled, and you get it in the country, and there's like 2 or 3 parts that they don't sell with it. And you, as long as you get those things, a barrel and maybe the trigger group, you buy that separately, and everything else is pretty much. I'm telling you, it's no.
But you need special tools to put all that stuff
You
together.
don't have to
dude.
fold nothing.
Think about
I'm
the
telling you,
rivets and all that stuff.
everything's
It's already
in
folded.
there. Yep, it's already
We just put
folded.
it together.
Trunnion's already there. It's all right.
Yeah. We're on one.
Yeah, man, we trying, man. We're trying to push the controversy level or the topics, get the topics going. You got to generate some interest here.
Trying not to be so depressed about what's happening. So
That's true too.
yeah.
So we can pretty much talk about that for the last couple of minutes. Is the format that we're going to start running is we'll pick up some of the politics or things that are happening during the week or the month or something that happened recently, and then at the second part we try to get back to what we originally were doing. It's talking about firearms and tactics and like this.
The things we love.
Handguns.
Yeah.
Right.
Things we
The
love.
good stuff.
The good stuff.
The good
Won't
stuff
talk
about
about the stuff they're trying to take away, but can't show you any pictures or anything. I can show you pictures, but I can't show you some real life stuff.
The best ammo.
The best ammo. Oh my God. You know what the best ammo is for me, Brent? Is the type that goes boom. Yeah, that's the best ammo.
In this day and age, it definitely. I think, especially if you're practicing by the cheapest stuff that you can find, and shoot. Because if it doesn't go boom, slap rack, and it helps you with your remedial response.
But see, I don't believe in brand names when it comes to ammunition because I'm a reloader, and so I know I can make my own hot loads. I can make my own soft powder loads. I can make my own medium loads. I can make hollow points. I can make anything I want. So when it comes to ammunition, a lot of people say, okay, we can get deep into this. Let's go with the FBI statistics. We got a guy to do this all the time. Let's go with the FBI statistics and talk about the latest and the greatest hollow point that's around for the maximum penetration. I give a damn about the latest and greatest of the gel test because that gel test is only done with one bullet at a certain distance and with a 3 feet. The average human is not 3 feet in width.
Right.
You know?
But they're I think on the FBI they're looking at 16 to 18 inches of penetration for an effective round, and it's something like 21. I forgot the number for the foot-pounds of pressure because there's a certain number that is going to be fatal, and if it's underneath that round is not going to make it fatal.
This is why.
But we're also talking about handguns. And
yeah,
anybody who thinks you're gonna have one bullet hit and stop. There's been studies done by frauds as well as legitimate people. I think the guy's name was Sanal. That did one that I read back in the '90s, and it turned out to be a huge book. The book was about this thick of information, and it turned out to be all bull. But the key to it is with a handgun, multiple rounds and hit the target.
Right. You gotta hit multiple rounds. 9mm came out in 1912. Dr. Luger made the 9mm Luger for Adolf Hitler. That 9mm ball ammunition has been killing more people than any other round. Okay.
More than the
So
22? Or are we
yeah,
talking about worldwide versus the
yeah,
United States?
worldwide. Yeah,
Okay.
worldwide. Yeah. So I wouldn't worry about the hollow point. Yeah, like Al just said, if you're going to hit somebody, you got to hit them more than once. We have seen evidence of that. We've seen videos of that. We have talked to real people who have done that. There's no magical one bullet shot that's going to stop somebody and drop them, fly them all the way across the room like in the movies. It's not going to
But
happen
nothing
that
you
way.
can carry. You want to,
Yeah.
there's people out there. I know, and I'm a FUD, so I know a bunch of FUDs that carry 44s and the bigger calibers like that. So the another thing I've seen a trend in is 10 millimeters making a big comeback.
Oh,
They're skipping the
Jesus.
40. Yeah, man. There's a lot of people looking for 10 millimeter, and I'm like, wow,
Good luck.
you barely can shoot a 9, and you want a 10. Okay,
Yeah. 10 millimeters are overrated
right.
round.
They just beat up the guns
Yeah.
the same as the 40.
If you're going to get a 10 millimeter, just go to 40 and just call it
Mhm.
quits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better yet, you should just go to 45 and keep
Yeah.
it real.
Well, some people can't take that recoil in the 45, so they don't do that. Now, I'm going to give you guys a little tip and secret. If you do load hollow points and ball in your firearm, stagger them. Put the hollow point, put the ball, put the hollow point, put the ball. The reason being, when you got to shoot through car windows, the hollow point will hit it and not punch through. The ball will punch it and keep going through. And that's why when you see people shoot through car windows in these training, they shoot through the hole that they just busted. Because if they keep shooting, not only the glass is going to make it dangerous for you to inhale and all the other good stuff, but it gives you a good area where the bullet can go through and give you a good trajectory. Also, hollow points going through doors, car doors, they will mushroom out and won't get a good penetration on car doors. So if you're trying to hit somebody through a car door, you might as well use ball ammunition. It's going to go through that door and it's going to punch them and it's going to get them. So that's why I say stagger. I know some guys who staggered. I know some guys with an FM57 put 3 rounds to a car door and dropped the guy on the opposite side. And that was a 5.7, but that wasn't using hollow points. And that was using the regular 5.7 ammunition, and it was able to do it. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, ammunition is what you can get. What's the best price? Ball ammunition works. Don't worry about it. Your minimum rounds fired on ball ammunition should be 6. Should be 6. And yep. And just go with that. And that's what I would do. Yeah. If you got a 5-shot revolver, you just ass out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carry 2 of them.
Yeah. You better carry an extra one. You know. And we want to thank everybody. We want to thank everybody for coming out tonight and watching the show. Really appreciate that, guys. And this last part helped me calm down because I do get a little excited and I want to fly off the handle on some stuff, but I can't, you know, because we got this Twitch channel we're trying to keep, you know what I'm saying? But thank you guys for being out. Thank you guys for supporting. Thank you guys for sharing. And you got anything, Al?
Yeah, man. You guys share. Seriously. Like and share. I know it's kind of like a old hat, and you hear it probably every channel, everything that you watch on social media. But it does help, and we're seeing the numbers pick up with new people subscribe. If you haven't, have people subscribe. We're trying to do this and really spread. We're literally worldwide. I know that sounds like what, but we're worldwide. We have people from Norway watching. We have people from all over Europe, especially folks that can't get their hands on guns. They like to hear what we have to say about it. So we appreciate you.
Yeah, we do appreciate you. And like I said, I got 2 classes left, and these are it's medical class, rifle medical class, Stop the Bleed coming out. You're gonna have to get physical on this class, and then I
Mhm.
got my favorite class I used to teach in the Army, and when I was in active duty, and that's the rifle and tactical gear. That class was developed while I was in the Army, and I taught it to soldiers every base I went to, and on reconnaissance, and it's a heavy duty class, and
Good
I
stuff
don't
too.
even teach you guys the real deal of it. I took the
Hmm.
explosives part out because I can't teach you guys that stuff. So, but it's a real good class, and you'll definitely learn how to fight with your firearm and your gear. All right, and like I said, we'll see you guys in the range.
All right, bye. See you on the range.